He's gonna take you back to the past. He's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. When you turn on your TV, make sure it's tuned to Channel 3. He's got a nerdy shirt and a pocket pouch. Although I've never seen him write anything down. He's got a power glove and a filthy mouth. On with his effort, he will tear these games down. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. He plays the worst games of all time. Horrible abominations of mankind. They make him so mad he can spit or say cowabunga. Cow a fucking piece of dog shit. They rip you up and don't care one bit. But this nerd, he doesn't forget it. Why can't a turtle swim? Why can't I land the plane? They gotta quit buck for this shitload of fuck. The characters' names are wrong. Why is the password so long? Why don't the weapons do anything? He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. Games suck so bad he makes up his own words. He's the angriest, most pissed off gaming nerd. He's the angry Atari, Amiga, CDI, ColecoVision, and Television, Sega, Neo Geo, TurboGrafx, 16, Odyssey, 3DO, Commodore, Nintendo nerd. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
Another big problem, whenever you try to jump on something, you fall through. It is an awe-inspiring joke of legendary bad game design. It's almost as bad as Wizard of Oz. The hit detection is also fucked. If you try to shoot something, it goes right through, unless you're dead center. This game is like a cheating, spoiled, rotten kid, and you have to let it win. However, every time you get 50,000 points, you get an extra life. So fair enough, I'm gonna sit here and shoot this fucker again and again till that happens. The enemies respawn, so it's not a problem to stay in one spot and just keep racking up points. The only real sacrifice is that you're gonna be doing this for a long time. There we go, extra life. The only hope you have is to spend hours and get as many extra lives as possible. You'll lose them fast, but at least you'd have enough to keep going for a while. But who has the patience to do this? And we're not talking emulators or save states or any of that. We're talking real life, sit in front of your TV, holding the A button. Sounds like fun, right? Yeah, well check it out, I got an idea. Get yourself a wrench or something like this here, and you just clamp it down on the A button, just like that. And there you go. Just sit back and you don't gotta do a damn thing. I'll be back. look at that. I have 6 lives already. So I'm just going to go to bed, I'm going to come back, and it's going to be all maxed out. Now, isn't that a good idea? Well, guess what? I have an even better idea. How about have some fucking continues? Make me have to put a wrench on a controller? Is that what you want to do with your life? That's senseless. But that's what happens, man. Alright, I'm back. I'm all refreshed, ready to play some more Terminator with all new extra lives. All 6 of them. 6? Only 6? Okay, I gotta be honest. It's only 1 digit. I didn't expect more than 9. But why a random number like 6? That means that some fucked up masochist actually programmed it that way, made a decision, let's see, well, anything more than 6, that's too much. Fucking asshole. The next part of the game is just another death trap. Now, do you see what happened? All those extra lives, gone. And there's still no regular enemies, so I have no hopes of getting any more. If I die, the game's over. But this is the most frustrating thing I've ever seen. The spears don't have any clear pattern. They just pop up at random, so I gotta get lucky. Now look at these platforms. Could they be any smaller? Realizing before how hard it is to make your mark, imagine how insane it is to land dead center on a space that's more narrow than the character itself. If you land on your feet, it doesn't count. You have to land on the empty space in between your feet. Ah, fuck! Okay, 0 lives. That means I have 1 more chance. Jump. 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 Ah! Fuck! Too fucking small! Too fucking small! Ah! It's not just a graphical enhancement of the same game. This one's entirely different. I wonder why they recreated the title sequence from the movie, but not used the music. Instead, it's the music from the final battle. That's like if you used the opening Star Wars title, but used different music. So if there's anything these games are missing right off the bat, it's the Terminator theme. Again, you're Kyle Reese, but instead of being in the sewers, you're in the battlefield, just like the flashback scenes in the movie. So we're definitely a step in the right direction. The gunfire is way better. This time you can actually shoot like normal, rather than going into that stupid crouching mode. You can even shoot on the ladders, which is kinda cool. But the only thing that sucks, you can't shoot straight up or toward the ground. There's no other perfect example than the Contra series. You can shoot in any fucking direction you want, and they're still challenging games. But here, you're stuck with all these enemies that you can only hit with grenades. Once you run out of grenades, you're fucked. If you're gonna make a game where you can't shoot the ground, don't have enemies that are on the fucking ground. The foreground graphics always get in the way. How is it fair when I can barely see the enemies? And what the fuck are these things anyway? Decepticon dildos? It doesn't look that hard, but good lord, it just goes on and on and on. Even with 5 lives and health power-ups, I can't last any further. I got to this truck part, which is still part of the first stage, but this is even worse than the truck stage in the NES version. You can only shoot in 3 directions, which means you can't hit this thing when it goes between. And there's not a damn thing you can do to protect yourself. You can't move, you just keep taking hits from these exploding bowling balls. Finally, it goes away and you're back on foot. After such a long sprint, you think that thing was maybe the boss. But no, how naive. So you keep running this everlasting shitty marathon, shooting shit and getting shit shot at you. Eventually, you come to the boss, right? It's certainly big enough to be the boss, and it certainly took long enough to get this far. I'm gonna say it's the boss. Come on, die, die! Yeah, alright, that's it. What now? What? Are you fucking kidding me? Holy mother and fucking god shit, holy mackerel, gosh damn, how is it not over yet? How long could this first level possibly go? Unless maybe the whole game is like this. I just can't fucking believe it! So I died, like anybody would. The second movie was even better than the first, so we can assume that's the same for the games. I believe there's a light at the end of this tunnel. We've made it through the storm, and at the end of the storm is a rainbow. Oh no. The gameplay is just as mindless as ever. Move the cursor around the screen and shoot everything in sight, except for your comrades who just get in your damn way. You know, I wasn't aware they made Terminators in gold. Fighting the boss is the most redundant thing of all. It takes more bullets than anything you'll ever see. All you do is shoot, shoot, shoot. In the Genesis version, it looks like Rob the Robot. Otherwise, it's basically the same game, but with slight changes. Some of the sound effects are better. In the Super NES version, when the soldiers get hit, they yell no, which is stupid. But in the Genesis version, they just scream, which is a big improvement. But some of the animation is lacking. Look at the barrels. The flames don't even move. Unlike the Super NES version, you get items on the first stage. They come in what looks like a little fridge, and it seems they never run out. How many items could there possibly be in this one little box? The worst part is where you have to protect John Connor. All that happens, he gets killed, and you lose. It's a senseless game, but it was a novelty at the time. The home consoles tried to take advantage of it with the Super Scope and the Sega Menacer. But the only real way to play it was in the arcade. It was even ported on Game Boy. Now that is pathetic. Now for Terminator 2 on NES. It's all about that little rainbow of death. I swear I don't even plan this. It just so happens that LJN holds the monopoly on shitty games. They were also behind every home console version of Terminator 2, even the arcade ports. LJN proudly presents, oh I bet. If I crouch down, he can't hit me, so I can just punch him all I want. But it goes on forever. In fact, I don't think this hurts him. So why have the character in the game act like he's getting hurt when he's clearly not? Looks like I'm jerking him off. Level 4, you're in Cyberdyne on a mission to blow the place up. You go around collecting bombs, which look like, I don't know, a headless chicken holding a dead rat? What, you don't see it? No, I don't know. You take all the bombs and deposit them into this thingamafucker, and you think that's it, right? No, you take the bombs back out and lay them in designated spots. Okay, well, what was the point? Why couldn't you just collect the bombs and put them where they go? I can only imagine what they were thinking. Duh, you put these bombs in this thing? Alright, what next? How about you take them back out and you put them somewhere else? It's treating us like a fucking dog. Go get the ball, bring it back, go get it again. Fucking dickwads. If you watch the demo, it shows a naked Arnold walking into the bar, and they censor him Austin Powers style. Now that's funny. Once you hit start, it bypasses this whole scene. Right away, you have your clothes on and you're going around punching people. All I can say is, my God, the control is so bad. It's so stiff and you can't punch anyone when they're too close. But check out the jump. What is that good for? It's like he's a marionette or he's being hanged by an invisible rope. Like, holy Lord, that is some fuck right there. Look at him go. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, God. I can't see the reasoning behind it. You can't make something that funny by accident. They took somebody as badass as the Terminator and made him into a mockery. It's a fucking joke. And I'm not just doing this to be funny, it's because of how slow he walks. The only way to go any faster is to hop around like a fucking idiot. Unlike the NES version, the goal isn't to knock everybody out because they're never ending. In fact, that could be a good joke to play on someone. Like, hey, give it a try, kill all the guys, I dare you. They'll be playing forever. The goal is to find a pistol and a shotgun. But that's not all. You need to find John Connor's phone number. But that's still not enough. You need to collect future objects. I don't know what the hell these are supposed to be, but they look like little coolers or first aid kits. I don't remember them from the movie, so why is it so necessary to include them in the game? Now, unless you played the game before, you probably assume that once you uncover these objects, you've collected them. But no, you're supposed to aim your gun and shoot them. Now look at your itinerary. It says collect future objects. So unless your idea of collecting objects is to blow the everlasting fuck out of them, shouldn't it say destroy future objects? One thing I find amusing is that everything in this bar blows up for no apparent reason. And you can even attack the waitress. Any sane human being would shut off the game before even completing the first stage. But I tried my best to persevere, and what I found next was this. That little motorcycle, believe it or not, that's you. You can't tell it apart from the others. The first time I got to this stage, I died before I even had the chance to figure out what was going on. Oh yeah, and by the way, one life. Yep, die once and it's all over. They really stuck to that format, didn't they? Play the whole game in one go. It's unthinkable. Oh man, a head-on collision with a truck and a motorcycle, and the truck explodes. Now let me tell you, I still don't understand how to control this. The main problem being that I can't figure out how to turn. It has something to do with holding the D-pad and the Y button, but I can't get the feel for it. Without even hesitating, I can honestly say this is the absolute worst driving stage I have ever played. Roger Rabbit was bad, Dick Tracy was horrible, and at the time I thought that one was the worst, but now that I've played this, just wow, it takes the cake. That's as far as I can make it, and that's about all the Terminator games I have to play. In conclusion, the Grand Rotten Turkey Award goes to this. Out of all the Terminator games I've played, this has got to be the worst. Because you got to take into consideration the limitations of the NES and the capabilities of the Super NES. Wouldn't you think the Super NES version would be best by far? Not only that, but it's the sequel, so there's no excuse why it shouldn't have been better. So do yourself a favor and never ever play this game, because there's no fate but what you make for yourself. Choose the right fate and terminate this son of a bitch. Goodbye, baby. Let me ask a question. What kind of format do you usually play video games on? Cartridges, CDs, cards, floppy disks? How about an audio cassette? Isn't that just a weird thought to play a game on a friggin' cassette tape? This is Transformers for the Commodore 64, the computer that is most definitely more than meets the eye. You start it up and it goes into this flickering hypnotic light show. Wow, great game. Then like 5 minutes later, the title screen comes up. Wait a little longer, then you get to pick your key Autobot. As you can see, there's no Optimus Prime, which is pretty stupid. Instead, it's Rodimus Prime. Then you get the colored light show for another 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, the game starts. Had it not been for the music, I wouldn't even guess this is Transformers. By the way, I'm at a farm with a dinosaur stepping on a space shuttle. I have no comment. The question is, why was this game never released outside of Japan? With the library of games available, it seems most of them, no matter how shitty, would see an international release. So could it be that this one was just that bad? Let's find out. Ugh, piece of shit. One hit and you're dead. 3 lives, no continues, no checkpoints. You will hear that more often than you hear it in the fucking show. If you're lucky enough to even make it to the second level, you can continue with a simple code. When you get game over, hold A, B, and start. And let me tell you, you're going to be doing that every 30 seconds or so. You'll get to continue forever, but that's still not going to help you get through the levels. You really got to buckle the fuck down and get your video game senses going sky high. Look at this shit. It's almost as bad as Silver Surfer. There's projectiles everywhere. Whenever you try to dodge something, you only get hit by something else. How the fuck does this little thing destroy a giant robot? It's almost insulting how much of an advantage the enemies have. You take one hit, but them, they can sometimes take more. And they're smaller, it doesn't make any fucking sense. They can also pass through solid bricks, but you can't even shoot through the bricks. So if there's an enemy coming at you through the bricks, there's nothing you can do about it. They also camouflage themselves into the background. I can't even see that fucking thing. Couldn't they use any more colors? You can transform, but it's suicide because it takes fucking 3 seconds. Really, if you try to transform, you're leaving yourself open to enemy fire. Only rarely does it actually come into play where you need to transform to pass through a narrow spot. But if you're not careful with it, transforming is the equivalent of saying, "Here, kill me." The hit detection is very biased. To begin with, you're such a big target anyway, but if something comes anywhere near your perimeter, it counts as a hit. However, if you're trying to hit an enemy and your bullet goes anywhere other than dead center, it passes through. And everything's so small, so fast, and moves at such irregular patterns, hitting your mark is like trying to piss into a shot glass that's spinning on a record player that's strapped to a running cheetah's back while you're riding a unicycle on a tightrope blindfolded. What the fuck? Ugh, get up there, goddammit! Get up there! Get up there! Ugh, no shitty game's complete without hard-to-reach jumps. What the fuck was that shit? You can't even see what's up there till it's too late. Oh, fuck you. I can't even touch that little sideways ice cream cone. Oh, come on. Come on! Oh, wow, that's real creative, having the Decepticon logo as a boss. That's like with the Ghostbusters game. That is so cheap. The logo belongs on the fucking cover. But let me tell you about Stage 9. It's one of the cheapest, most unfair, most cryptic and fucked up levels in the history of games. You keep going to the right, only to play through the same stage again and again in an endless loop. There's nothing in the game explaining what you're supposed to do. You have to read up on the internet to find out. Turns out, you're supposed to get a key, but that's not enough. You also have to follow a specific pattern, almost like a secret maze. Who was supposed to figure that out on their own? It's a lot like in Super Mario Bros., where you're going through the castle. You have to go up, over, and under the platforms in the correct way, or else the stage repeats. But in Mario, it's much easier to guess. It's a whole lot shorter for one thing, but also, there's not a million things trying to kill you! It's hard to survive, let alone figure out the right pattern, and on top of that, the route that it makes you take is more difficult than the more common sense way. Hot sauce. It's the end of the road, Megatron. Come on, die! Boom! Yeah! Now that's some intense shit right there. In conclusion, all I can say about this game... Stage 10? I fucking beat Megatron. Who the hell could be next? Fucking Stage 10 my ass. I'm guessing if Megatron's not the final boss, it's gotta be Galvatron or maybe Unicron or Fuckatron. Who knows? Oh, it's Mechagodzilla. Of course. I should have known. Whew, man, that was the hardest game I've ever beat. And all that trouble for an end screen that I can't even read. So now, is it any wonder why this game was never released outside of Japan? 'Cause nobody else wants to play this fucking shit! Well, I gotta do what I gotta do. One shall stand, one shall shift. Whoa. Who are you?
My name is Optimus Prime.
Well, you don't look anything like it. The first thing that happens, we see Mario get a bag thrown over his head. How does he get inside the bag? Is there a hole in the bottom? Why can't he get out? It begs an explanation. It's educational? I don't want to be educated. I want to rot my brain. This is Luigi's first game and this is what he gets? And what do you think that is? Looks like the Empire State Building being gripped by King Kong. Of course, the same ape that was able to climb the building is now big enough to close his hand around it. What's this say? Koopas seem to have gotten clean away with King Kong? Are you telling me you're supposed to return King Kong to the Empire State Building? This blows my mind on so many levels. First of all, how did the Koopas capture King Kong? Second, why is New York City concerned that King Kong was stolen from the Empire State Building? Remember when the planes were trying to shoot him down? Isn't it pretty clear they want Kong off the building? Third, if this is supposed to be an educational game teaching us things that belong to New York City, why in the holy mother of fuck did they choose a giant ape that doesn't even exist? Fourth, the bag. Okay, King Kong is like 50 feet tall or something, but in this game they made him out to be like 1,500 feet. How big is he exactly? Well, if bigger than the Empire State Building isn't a good enough analogy, then let's just say a lot bigger than that fucking bag! There's sort of like a help desk where you're supposed to return the object or the landmark or whatever, but the lady at the window won't talk to you unless you call Yoshi to come and give you an extra boost. Okay, so are you telling me that the reason that stupid bitch won't talk to you at first is because Luigi is too short to reach the window? For fuck's sake, he can jump higher than this shitting thing. How stupid do they think we are? Use Yoshi to reach the help desk. Well, how about use my greasy Italian plumber cock to whack you across the fucking face? When you try to go up the road, all you get is the sound of cars blaring their horns. Who the hell's honking at me? Are the cars invisible? Well, anyway, the spot you're supposed to stand is the complete opposite. It's the sidewalk. I guess they were trying to be more realistic with this one. If there's one thing it teaches kids, it's not to walk down the middle of the road. But check it out, now we're in for some fuck. This is Mario's Time Machine. Judging from the title, you'd think it'd be awesome. Imagine Mario going back in time, kind of like Turtles in Time. I mean, no. Let's not even compare that. This is another educational game, and I put that in quotes because it's barely educational and barely a game. How can you call it a game when you can't even die? The idea is to find different objects and return them to their appropriate time period. To find these objects, you walk around a museum, go in a random door, and fight Koopa Troopas in the style of the classic Mario Bros. Arcade. Once you kill them all, the object appears. So once you get the object, you take it to the time machine, conveniently built out of pipes. Choose the time period, and you're on your way. But once you get here and find out you've chosen the wrong time, guess what? You gotta go back and fight the Koopas again. Man, does this become boring. It's one thing to make a shitty Mario game, but when you make the original Mario Brothers seem shitty, that's quite an accomplishment. So right off the bat, you have to associate an object with a year in history. If you go to the time period, you find clues amongst clocks and hourglasses. Wouldn't it make more sense if they gave you the clues before you went to the time period, not the other way around? The next thing you have to do is place the object in a specific spot. The object I have is an apple, the clues are talking about Isaac Newton, and there's a tree. Didn't Newton come up with his theory of gravity from an apple dropping from a tree? Makes sense, so I release the apple, I'm told it's the wrong location, and a bird comes and takes the apple away. So you know what I gotta do now? Go back to the fucking Koopas! But I don't even know what I did wrong. Should I have stood on top of the tree, or was I in the wrong time period altogether? You'll never know unless you run all around the game like a fucking asshole. You know what? Educate me. Please educate me. Because I'm going through sensory deprivation. I'm so fucking bored I'd rather go back to school than play this shit. I'm aware that there's lots of other Mario educational games, many which were for PC, but these two on the NES and Super NES lead you to believe that they may be good. They're on the same platform which brought us all the great Mario classics. They feature the same graphics as Super Mario World, and the titles don't even sound educational. They could have been called Mario's Geography and Mario's History Lesson. But educational or not, these games are horrible abominations of space and time that give insult to the very fabric of nature itself. In other words, they suck. There were many different models. This right here is the FZ1 made by Panasonic. It only has one controller input. Wow. Now that's what you call an advanced system, isn't it? Instead of two controller inputs, let's just have one. Let's make it so you have to plug the second controller into the first controller and just daisy chain them together. What were they fucking thinking? Then there's the FZ10, which is a top loader. Still, there's only one input. And the last one I have is the Gold Star. How many inputs? Just one. You'd think if they made so many versions of the same game system, they'd eventually add another controller port. The games are obviously on CDs, which come in jewel cases, but the jewel cases come in these rectangular boxes. This makes it hard to fit on your shelf. What a waste of space! These are the most oversized game boxes I've ever seen. They're even bigger than the Neo Geo boxes. And Neo Geo games are huge cartridges, so they have a perfect reason to make a big box to hold a big game. But these are just CDs. It's completely unnecessary. Judging from the box, I don't even know what to think of it. An interactive romantic comedy. A plumber, a daddy's girl, chickens, crazed yuppies, evil bosses, shower scenes, race cars, pandas, a nun? What kind of game is this? Oh, what's this? Get it? No! I don't get it! Then the title screen pops up. You can't be serious. It looks like a kindergarten student did this in Microsoft Paint. And listen to the stock music. This has to be the worst title screen I've ever seen. Then come the credits. Race cars? Why is the color a negative? And then it goes into sort of a mosaic. Looks like a bad quality picture off the web. Then it goes to like a vertical letterbox. The titles are so bland. There's no drop shadow to separate them from the background, and the colors are picked at random, like a child selecting random pieces of chalk on a sidewalk. And it just goes on and on. Why are we watching still images of race cars? Why all the wacky filters? Why does it keep showing a naked guy lying in bed? Why is there a panda in a car on the bed? Why'd they leave so much extra space when they cut out the panda from whatever background it originally belonged to? Why is the perspective butchered so badly? It doesn't even look like it's really there. But then why would it be there anyway? Now why is it just a head of a panda? Why would there ever be a floating head of a panda next to someone's bed? We haven't even gotten through the credits yet, and this game is already a pile of monkey fuck. Okay, so the credits are finally over, and now we get a slideshow.
It's your mother. Now get your ass out of bed. I know you're there, John. John? I said get up, John.
Get out of bed, John! Get out of bed! Yeah, great concept. Every game should begin with 2 minutes of some guy's mom trying to get him out of bed.
Stop smart-mouthing with me, young man. Why is it I haven't seen you with any woman? Why is that, John? Don't you like women anymore? John, are you gay?
What? Do we need to see their whole daily routine? Changing clothes, lifting weights, playing with cats, trying on more clothes, playing air guitar with a plunger? Oh, so is he a plumber? Well, the game's called Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, so I guess it makes sense. He's a plumber, and I don't see him wearing a tie. What the fuck? You can't even trust the damn title! Gotta love the elevator music. So then we get a choice. Either she gets the job, she doesn't get the job, or the boss becomes a pervert.
Note, you must be 18 or over to take a look at this decision.
You gotta be 18? On the box, it says 17. This was before the rating system. But what kind of fucked up rating is this? The box says 17, but for this one part, you gotta be 18.
You know, perhaps something can be worked out after all. Take your clothes off, Jane.
Oh, shit.
You know, we get at least 200 qualified applicants for every position here. It's those people who do that little extra thing. They're the ones who get ahead.
Oh, what a bad joke. Either she refuses to take off her clothes or she accepts. Now, wait a minute. The first decision says our heroine declines the disgusting proposal. But in the image, she seems to be taking off her clothes while running away, but still. It doesn't make any sense. Did they swap the images by accident? What kind of fucked up game is this? What's with the crazy filters?
Oh, now you've done it. You've really done it. How could you make Jane into such a perverted young thing? I've guided a lot of people through this story, but I've never seen such a disgusting series of plot choices in my life.
A fucking chicken mask! An upside down fucking chicken mask! So anyway, Mr. Chickenhead scolds you for your bad decision and tells you that you have one last chance. So let's pick the other one and see what happens. So she strips down to a bra and skirt for no apparent reason. The boss grabs her leg, she kicks him in the face and runs for the door. Or no, she doesn't run, she just stands there. The boss grabs a pen and comes after her like a deranged psychopath. And there's Jane just standing there. She even has time to go into the men's room. The boss goes into the women's room, And next thing, they're both out in the hall. I don't know. I don't even, understand this. Now they're outside, and she has her clothes back on. I guess it was a public parking lot, and they couldn't just have a girl running around in a bra and skirt. I don't know. Maybe the actress didn't want to do it, but for whatever reason, it doesn't follow any continuity. Then John sees what's happening. Now, what was he doing in the parking lot the whole time? Just sitting on his motorcycle? So he comes running, and I guess he's gonna save her. Oh no, it's time for the narrator.
Well, sport, you think you can handle this choice without getting the lowest score in the history of this game?
What, there's somebody else who played this shit?
Finally got rid of that obnoxious character. And that horrible music.
No kidding. At least the game's self-aware.
I'm what's known as a takeover artist, wanted in 30 states for hijacking fiction.
So she's taking over as the narrator. Why is this necessary? Do we not have enough narrators? On the selection screens, we have at least 2 different voices talking to us. And then on top of that, there's this goofball, and now a fucking karate chick. So now she's looking at the past choices we made, just so she can scold us and we have to hear the same shit all over again.
These are the most disgusting series of plot choices I have ever seen.
Yeah, I get it.
You deserve every minus point you have gotten, and even more.
I get it.
I don't believe it. How could you make such choices?
Enough already.
Were you raised in a barn?
Could they possibly drag this out any longer?
I'm back in control now.
Are there dogs applauding? I'm not imagining that, am I? There's dogs clapping. I didn't even know that dogs were fucking watching. So the next thing that happens, the boss, whose name is Thresher by the way, he offers to pay Jane for sex. So after trying to rape her and kill her, now he's offering her money. So for the next 5 minutes, John tries to persuade Jane while she negotiates her price with Thresher.
Your original deal was $5 million for one night, right? So what's $7.5 for 2 nights? I'm giving you a $2.5 million discount.
That's way too rich. 5.5.
I'm not kidding. It goes on for like 5 minutes. It's like $5 million for a day, $7.5 million for a weekend, $5 million, $7 million, $5 million, $20 million for a week. Ah, stop it! Get to the point.
No way, I ain't no slut. 7.
6.
Later that night. Oh, thank God.
6 and 7/8. How much is that anyway?
What? They're still negotiating? And how is it later that night? It's not night. It's not fucking night. Tom, I'm gonna drop this anvil down on him. Oh, he went the other way, you fucking shit nugget. Alright, that's it. I'm done with this game. I'd rather press my face against the hippopotamus's butt while it muck spreads. That's when a hippo takes a shit. Rather than allowing the shit to drop from its anus, it presses its tail against its ass crack, waving it back and forth, shredding the shit all over the place. That's as much fun as this game is, like putting a turd in a fan or a bandsaw. You just don't do it.
Sorry, Doc, you ain't done yet. Looks like you got another game.
Crazy Castle 2? There's a sequel? How could this be possible? I'm not playing this.
But you wanna play it.
No, I don't wanna.
You do wanna.
I don't wanna.
You do wanna.
I don't wanna.
You do wanna.
I don't wanna.
You don't wanna.
I do 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 wanna. And you're not gonna stop me. Would you want to play this? If you do, you probably like playing with dog turds. Alright, I'm done with this. I'd rather lick the shit skid off the inside of a toilet bowl.
You Nintendo dork, you broke my fucking couch. It's a fucking bunny. The fucking Bugs Bunny boot camp? Come on, I thought Toons liked to get beat up.
We do, Doc. But you know what we don't like? Getting shit on the fucking face!
That was 2 years ago.
Well, now it's your turn, Doc. Motherfucking nerd! Ain't I a stinker?
Go away. Just leave me alone.
Not yet, Doc. You still got another game.
What? Crazy Castle 3? Crazy Castle 3? That's impossible. Come on, get him! He's the one that broke the couch! Well, technically it was a futon. I don't care what it is! Get him! Boil those bunny balls!
Here you go, Doc.
Doggone, you mean old screwy wascally wabbit? What's this?
And I'm trying to review it. It's like trying to review a pink porcupine with a monkey's head up its butt eating a buffalo's ball sack.
Yeah, you ain't done yet, Doc. You still gotta get the carrot.
Oh, you like fucking carrots, don't you? Huh? Well, why don't you play it then? You're a bunny. You play. You play this filth. You like fucking carrots, don't you? Eat that fucking carrot. Eat this fucking carrot, you fucking piece of shit. Eat that fucking carrot. Rabbits and your fucking carrots. If you show that fucking carrot, you fucking ass.
What's up, Doc?
Give me a guitar. I will not give it to you. Give me the guitar. I need it. No. I need it's mine. Get your own guitar. Give me the guitar. I need it. Great, I guess I just gotta get another couch and another guitar. Let's play charades. Who am I?
If you guessed Pitfall Harry, then you're right. Nice. Fucking beautiful. The first ladder you see drops you into a pit where you get killed by a bird or a bat, whatever it is. And even if it wasn't there, I'd fall on the spikes. So it's basically death insurance. Let's put every kind of obstacle we can possibly think of in the very beginning of the game. You know, I'm disappointed. Couldn't there have been lava on top of the spikes with fire sharks swimming in it? Couldn't there be more spikes coming from the sides ready to close in and squash me while stabbing at the same time? How about some laser cannons and upside down volcanoes? You want to be even more efficient? Why even have the ladder? Why not just start the game falling down the pit? Fucking assholes. My only theory to what's going on here is that there's an angel and a devil waiting to take him to either heaven or hell. It's first come, first serve, and they both want him real bad. So they're constantly there, waiting for him to die. And then as soon as he dies, they both grab his arms, fighting over his body. That's the only explanation that I can think of. What happened here? I'm frozen? Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna... Oh, okay, now he dies? I guess the angel and devil were busy looking for him that time. This game is unholy. It's fucking made in hell, I swear. Oh shit, what the fuck was that? That's fucking scary. You're just walking around and a head run amok from Easter Island comes flying towards you. Okay, how did I survive that? The weirdest thing is when the face doesn't even come after you a second time. It just sits there. Then if you walk away and come back, it disappears. So where did it go? Who knows? Who cares? There's actually a part where you have to warp by jumping into a bird. You saw that, right? I'm not making that up. There's a warp zone hidden in a bird. How would you ever figure something like that out unless it's by complete accident? If you try touching the rest of the birds in this game, they kill you. So if you've learned anything from that, it's to avoid them. How stumped and bored would you need to be to start thinking, I guess I'm gonna try jumping in the birds? How the fuck is a kid in 1987 without internet supposed to figure out how to beat this game? And that's it. Don't you love games that just end with a black screen with plain text? At least they spelled congratulations right. The third line's a little off-center, but other than that, I don't see any errors. I guess that's why they kept it so short. They knew they'd fuck it up. But the last sentence mystifies me. Please try another world? What other world? As far as I know, there's a second quest, but it's the same exact game. The only difference is that the items are all in different spots. And after that, the game just keeps repeating over and over and over again, like a never-ending Easter egg hunt. But that'd be like if the Easter eggs were full of diarrhea and the Easter bunny was shitting all over your face. But I've had enough with bunnies and shit lately, so I'm gonna end this right here. What kind of masochist would you have to be to beat this game more than once? If you did it one time, what would you have to prove to do it again? You'd have to be some kind of fucking idiot. And how does Godzilla jump without bending his knees? Looks like he's bouncing on a trampoline. What are these things? Evil totem poles? What's this, too? What's that? What's everything? Did they just send Godzilla to some shithole planet that happens to be the garbage can of the cosmos where everything that never existed got thrown away? After you get through one of the battle zones, the CPU moves one of its own monsters. Then it's your turn again. You can move Godzilla or Mothra if you want. Yeah, let's check out Mothra. Well, the good thing is that she can fly, obviously, which means you can bypass obstacles. When you're playing as Godzilla, every 2 seconds there's a pile of rocks in your way. The Mothra just flies over that shit. Well, except when you get hit. Anything that touches her, she gets forced to the ground. She can shoot tomatoes and drop wings. Yeah, she drops wings. That would be like if you could throw your own arms. Mothra sucks. That's all there is to it. When you pick Mothra, the game just laughs. Engaging the monsters in battle is awkward. Will you fight the enemy? Yes. Will you fight Ghidorah? Yes, that's the enemy, right? Other times, you don't want to fight the enemy, but it doesn't take no for an answer. No. God damn it, I said no! Then there's times when the game thinks you're trying to move and the monster's blocking your way. Like, yeah, there's the monster. I want to fight him. Throughout the game, the choice of enemies gradually becomes more what you'd expect. It goes from Baragon and the Smog Monster to Gigan and Ghidorah, but Ghidorah is tucked away in a corner, so you'll be lucky if you get that far. Here's Mecha Godzilla. Now that's what I'm talking about. Almost got him. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat Mecha Godzilla. That fucking time limit! That motherfucking shit-sucking time limit! It's not even like there's a counter. It's like the game just pulls the plug. Like, oh, you're gonna win? Well, not anymore, you ass-bag, fecal fucker, shit-shaped anus brain! Well, I'm afraid to say, but let's check out Godzilla on Game Boy. Okay, this looks promising. The demo shows the monster roll call. They all look great. Godzilla looks okay. His head's kind of messed up. Looks like that thing in Empire Strikes Back that comes out of the asteroid. But let's see how the game looks. Are you fucking joking? Godzilla looks like the dragons from Bubble Bobble. You're going around climbing vines, pushing rocks, and hitting monsters with a boxing glove that Godzilla spits from his mouth. How could they do this to the king of the monsters? They might as well have Godzilla in a clown suit jumping on a pogo stick.
I'm not even gonna waste my time with this shit. The best way to sum this up is to recite a very famous quote from William Shakespeare. Fuck it.
The Godzilla game of my dreams was actually made, but only released in Japan, which means we're gonna have to play it on the Super Famicom. It's called Godzilla Kaiju Daikisen. It's bittersweet to finally play this. Today, it's nothing special, but back then, I would have loved it. It has most of the monsters you know from the movies. They all have special moves, the backgrounds are recognizable, and the music is there. It's fucking Godzilla. But the whole tragedy of this, and what I'll never forget, is that Nintendo Power teased me with this game. Issue 72, May 1995. Coming soon, Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters. When I saw this page, I shit my pants. A Godzilla tournament fighter? Oh my god, I can't wait to play this. Never again was it mentioned, and never could I find it in stores. Only in Japan, only in Japan.
15 years later, I'm still pissed. All I wanted was a great Godzilla game, but my childhood passed me by, and I never got it. But nowadays, there's plenty of Godzilla games. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, Godzilla Save the Earth, Godzilla Unleashed. This is after my time. I don't know anything about this here PlayStation 2 and Xbox shit. But I'm gonna give it a try.
Monster Fight!
Why couldn't I have those games when I was a kid? God damn it, I was born too fucking early. Instead, I have to grow up with these miserable pieces of shit fucking anal jugs. These games suck Baragon's sweaty ball sack. I'd rather get an electric shock from sucking Mechagodzilla's mechanical wiener. These games are shit, drizzling out of the smog monster's rancid putrid a-hole. And then being swallowed and barfed up by Anguirus while I lay on his spikes getting Gigan's buzzsaw up my ass, while Desodroya dumps his diabolical diarrhea all over my face. Man, it's just a bunch of fuck. It's a pile of cunt. Fuck, shit, fuck. Cunt. Fuck. God damn it. I just said fuck from the bottom of my heart, and I said every curse that there is. There's nothing left. So you know what? Somebody's got to invent a new curse word. I think I got it. This game, these fucking games are... Oh yeah. It's that bad.
Okay, there it is. That's how you make a Wayne's World game. Just have Garth running around with a laser gun shooting stuff. That's real creative.
Not.
Look at this madness. Walking drums, floating hi-hats. Get it? Because Garth plays drums, he goes into drum world. What kind of idea is that? The graphics make me want to hurl. It's as bland as a kindergarten coloring book. Orange walls, purple floors. Garth is almost completely white, like they didn't have time to color him in. This looks terrible.
It certainly does suck.
The music, I shit you not, is just a 2-second loop being repeated over and over.
giving me a headache.
The layout is a joke. Even in the most linear side-scrollers, you still have to figure out which is the best way to maneuver. Like, should I go up on this platform or should I go underneath? But here, you can just stay on the ground and keep walking right. There's zero strategy involved.
You know I know nothing about video games, and I found what you just said riveting.
The next level, you're Wayne, but this is where the game gets incredibly difficult, because Wayne can't do anything other than this awkward kick. Of course, Wayne is well known for his martial arts. You can't kill anything unless it's right next to you. Most of the time, you get killed first. And then you go back to the Garth stage. That's it. You die once, you start over.
We'll try harder, okay? Just give us a second chance.
There's a bonus stage at a donut shop, but it looks more like an eyeball factory. You're just going around collecting donuts. But I can never figure out how to get the donuts in the middle, and whenever you jump down, you hurt yourself. Everything just sucks. I like how in one of the cutscenes, well, I use the term cutscene very loosely, but anyway, they're talking about going to the bands playing at the gas works, and they mention the lousy Beatles. In the movie, it was the shitty Beatles. It's a shame they can't use the word shitty in a Nintendo game, because shitty is the best word to describe this whole thing. Talk about some 8-bit frustration right here. I hate this kick. You have to time it perfectly. Ugh, God. What are these things anyway? Just floating TV screens? Not floating TVs, but floating TV screens. Ugh, jeez. Wayne is just completely worthless.
I'm just gonna stay here and lick the cat's butt.
Oh, look what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna jump over there and the spider's gonna kill me.
The hell with this game. I can't say I expected it to be good, but this is just a maximum catastrophe of ass. Take it away, Garth.
It starts with Wayne and Garth doing a top 10 list of worst video games. The irony is stunning.
This suit is not black.
No, not has to be the end.
Okay.
Okay.
This suit is black nut.
It also has the all-time worst butchering of Bohemian Rhapsody. Stage 3 is the gas works. Remember Wayne's annoying ex-girlfriend? Well, she makes an appearance in this game. Several.
Hi, Wayne.
What, did she find a way to clone herself? No. What kind of bar is this? What kind of bar would put their arcade machines up on ledges where no normal person could reach? What bar would have fire shooting out of the floor? The main enemies you face are laser-shooting disco balls. That's original. My favorite are the darts. It's like people are throwing darts and you're getting in the way. You wouldn't believe the boss. Seriously, take a guess who the boss is. A giant disco ball? No. A giant pinball machine? No. Some generic bar guy? No. The answer is Elvis.
Jelly donut. Jelly donut. Jelly donut.
Elvis is in a Wayne's World game.
Thank you very much.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man. That's weird.
Could it be any more out of place? Doesn't Wayne's World exist in the 90s? What is Elvis doing there? Does he have to talk so damn much?
Thank you very much.
The last level is a neighborhood that's been sucked into purgatory, I guess. I'm just making that up. It's a bunch of homes floating in the clouds. How else would you describe it? The layout still finds ways to throw you off. What's blocking me? A pole that's in the foreground? Shouldn't I be able to walk behind it?
I'm being shit on. That's all, shit on.
There's a deranged hockey player who doesn't even look like a human being. But what is a human being according to this game? Someone with a bobblehead? Or someone who looks like some kind of cartoon monster? The last boss of the game, are you ready for this? A gelatinous cube that swallowed Garth. Now this is funny because as random as it is, this cube was actually mentioned in the movie as an arcade game at Noah's Arcade. But I never thought in a million years I would see the gelatinous cube in a real-life game. The ending is just another cutscene with Wayne and Garth. It's the same sort of thing you see between the levels, so it's nothing special.
game is only slightly better than the NES version, but both of them make you wonder, what were they thinking? You know what I'd like to do?
Yeah, I know what you'd like to do. You'd like to find the guy that did it. Rip his still beating heart out of his chest and hold it in front of his face so he can see how black it is before he dies.
Actually, I think I'm gonna hurl.